Definitely not the song I thought I picked, but that's okay. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Let's Do a Podcast. I'm Ryan.
I'm Anthony.
And hold on, Spider Monkey, because we're doing Twilight this month.
I forgot that was a quote in this movie.
That was a quote of this movie. As soon as I heard it last night, I was just like, yep.
And not for the faint of heart, not just this month, but also next month. It's just back to the school / back to spooky season for us. So
yeah, we realized there are 5 movies, and so we're like,
belatedly,
well,
after we decided we're doing this, I realized there were 5 movies. I did not know what I was getting us into.
Yeah, we're like, fuck. Well, we already said we're doing it, so I guess we have to do it.
Yeah, I thought this was kind of like the Hobbit movies, where they just like kind of broke it up into 3 movies, like one of the. So I thought it was just like part 1, part 2, and they broke up part 3 into 2 movies. I thought that's what was happening, but no, there were 4 books in this dang series, and they split the last book into 2.
Yeah,
movies.
But yeah. So okay, before we of course go into all of that, we definitely need to drink a beer. Like, I was surprised I didn't grab something to drink last night while I was watching this, because it was.
I was sober doing this too.
Yeah, I was at one point I was thinking, what am I doing? I have whiskey like right here. I should just go grab it and start drinking. But we are drinking Tiger's Blood Sour. It's from their Sucker Punch series from 3 Nations. So I think we did 3 Nations the last episode, actually.
Yeah, so
now that I think about
coming
that.
back with the 3 Nations there, we're making up for lost time with the 3 Nations folks there. So 3 Nations Tiger Blood Sour packs a punch. Oh, so I picked it because it has the word blood on it, and we're talking about vampires.
It looks like blood.
Nice. Even better. It's crisp and light, flavors of strawberry, coconut, and watermelon in this Berliner Weiss come out of nowhere. Be careful. This brew is going to sucker punch you too.
Pow!
Oh, shit.
There we go. Oh,
I got to get the sound effect here. So
yeah, go ahead.
1, 2, 3.
That's right. That's an always around.
Perfecto.
So if you guys are wondering, you can actually watch us. I know. I mean, I don't know how many times I've talked about this since we've been doing this at my house, but you can watch this live. Well, not live, but live.
Live enough. Yeah.
Live-ish.
It'll look like it's live.
Yeah. On YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram. No, not Instagram. Sorry. Twitter's.
We're working on the Instagram part.
Yeah. All that at Let's Do a Podcast or Partycast Network. So, all right. Smells delicious. It really does.
Yeah, I got a little too much head on it, but let's see how it goes.
Okay, so it's not as sour as I thought it was going to be, which makes me happy.
Definitely got the watermelon there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I like it, actually.
Yeah, it's not as tart as I thought it would be.
Yeah, right. I was nervous whenever he texted. It was like sour. I was like, oh man. All right, fine.
Not a sour, a Berliner.
Yes,
so Berliner is not it doesn't hit the palate as hard as a sour.
Yeah,
well, it does taste the word sour on there. So
that's why I wasn't sure what we were gonna get, honestly, but yeah, this is gonna be an easy drink, that's for sure.
Yeah, goes down smooth. Yeah.
So
yeah, but coming across here at 4.5% ABV, 5 IBUs, and with the fruity, sour, watermelon, coconut, and acidic flavor profile there. So yeah.
I can't wait to drink the rest of this. That's for sure. Anything else you want to say about it, or
the blood of a tiger? Is this what tiger blood? If you get like a snow cone, it's like tiger's blood flavor. Is this basically what it is? I've never had tiger's blood before, so
I guess. I don't know. I can't remember the last time I had a tiger's blood snow cone, so I can't remember what it tastes like.
Like I got like a shaved ice when I was on vacation, and there was an opportunity to get tiger's blood, but I'm like more of a traditionalist, blue raspberry, cherry, pineapple, stuff like that. So I didn't go for the tiger's blood, but you
got to do the works.
Just all of it.
Just all of it.
Looks like a black hole after you put everything into it.
And you feel like shit because you just had so much sugar.
It's just all the sugar.
So much sugar.
Well, it's like for that shaved ice, it's like this really cool shaved ice place in Haleiwa. And it's like everybody comes from like everywhere to go there. But I got it on top of like ice cream, like soft serve, and there was like these red beans that they serve with the shaved ice too,
Hmm.
and which they're legitimately like they're not like kidney beans, but they're like I forget what they're called, but it's just legitimately like ice cream,
Yeah.
hot beans, and then shaved ice on top of that.
Interesting.
It was very
Huh.
interesting. I was like, hey, when in Rome, and I was like, I probably wouldn't do this again.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, get some protein with it though, I guess.
yeah. It was worth the experience, it sounds like, though.
Yeah.
I mean, all right. So of course we'll drink this throughout the show. At the end, we'll give the rating if we remember.
Yeah.
We've been good about it
We've been
lately.
getting pretty good about
Yeah,
that.
we slacked for a long time. We're slowly getting our groove back about ending the show right. Um, so before we get into events, we want to talk about. So they came out with the brewery ratings. So we're going to look at the Texas
I'm
brewery
really curious. Have they
ratings.
done this before?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
This is
they've
the
done
first time I
this
remember
other
seeing it.
years before. So
I was pretty I wouldn't say I'm shocked, but I'm like I was mildly and pleasantly surprised to see the rankings.
yeah, I'll put the link to it, of course, in the show notes. At anything that we try to talk off of website wise, I try to put it in there. Yeah, got to help other people around. So coming in at number one, which I'm not surprised at all because I love this place. It is Baba Brew House down in Houston, which they're known for their sours and their IPAs, mainly their sours. I mean, I have still pretty much my fridge full of sours. It's all from there and what's the other one called? Urban South.
Yeah,
So
I've lived in Texas now for almost 5 years, and I still have not been to Houston,
you
so I
gotta
have not
go.
had the opportunity to get down there yet.
Yeah, you gotta go. There's a lot of good breweries down there. Um, number two is our friends over at Celestial.
Hells yeah,
Yeah, very excited about that. I think that's
they deserve it. They're really good.
so good.
Yeah,
So good. I kind of miss being living closer to them, but coming in at number three is also Turning Point, which is like right down the street. Which again,
yeah.
I'm not surprised by that. I mean,
Third, supposedly the third best brewery in Texas.
yeah,
Which hey, can't knock that. So
right. I love that. I get to live close to it, and I do agree. Their stuff's pretty dang good.
mhm.
Number
Another
four,
one that's close by.
yeah, number four, False Idol, another really good brewery.
We need to have more of their stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not over. I'm barely in North Richland Hills anymore. Um,
I should probably get there more often because it's like right down the street from where I live. But yeah, I haven't been there since like the beginning of the pandemic. So
maybe for not our next episode because we already have something planned to drink for that, but the episode 3 of this, maybe we'll get something from there. Because
when we go see Eclipse.
yes, because their mascot's a wolf, so it
Yes.
fits, right?
They must be Team Jacob.
They must be.
Yeah.
So we're not going to go down this whole list, but I'll just hit up a few more. Number 5 is Urban South. Again, sours, Houston, really good stuff. Number 6 is Pint House Pizza, which I can vouch. Good
Yeah.
beer,
Oh
good
yeah.
pizza.
Last time I was in Austin, I made sure to stop by there.
Yeah.
They were really good.
Yeah, during the pandemic, we had an Airbnb down there, and so we did the pickup of pizza and beer, and we're like, not just good beer, but it really was really good pizza. Jester King is number 7. I thought they would have been higher personally,
Yeah.
but I mean, I don't remember the last time I had something from them though. It's been a long time.
They're hard to get to out there. They're like out in the middle of they're like outside of Austin, aren't
Yeah,
they?
they're
Yeah.
really out in the middle of nowhere. Number 8 again, it's Pint House Brewing. It's still Austin, technically 2 different places.
Oh, you must have a different list than I do. I got Spindle Tap as number 8.
Spinal Tap shows number 9 on mine.
Our pictures are different. Why do
Interesting.
they have Pint House listed twice?
Well, because there's a Pint House Pizza and Pint House Brewing, but it's the same company.
Yeah, they should be counted twice.
I kind of agree. Ingenious comes in at number 10 for me.
Yep, and then Division, right?
Yeah,
like a Pine House listed. I think we should go by my list.
3
Pine House
times?
listed 3 times.
Yeah,
Each
no.
one listed individually.
No.
No. So it's like, yeah, then it's Division over in Arlington, and then it kind of goes down from there.
Yeah.
Weathered Souls, another place I've been down in San Antonio. They're at number 13. And then Three Nations, number 17. Lakewood, out there is number 18. Odd Muse, of course, good guys over there as well, number 19. And then a bunch of other places that are outside of the nearby area there. So, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll take Anthony. We'll figure out where Anthony got his list, and we'll put that in the show notes for the link. Because yeah, I'm not gonna share that.
Yeah, that list is wonky.
The
It's from
yeah
their website though. It's from like the originating website, so that's weird.
yeah, who knows? But yeah. So I mean, I think
Penthouse
it's
is cheating.
I mean, I like looking at the list because really, I pretty much know almost all of these. Three Nations is number 19. Huh, nice.
Yeah.
Lakewood 20.
But
Okay.
like, yeah, but like in Dallas, so in Dallas, so outside that list there, we got so Odd News like is number 7 on the DFW breweries.
Mm,
Tops is number 8. Manhattan Project is number 9, and Petit Colas is number 10. So
I agree. Yeah, I think it's a good list. And it's fun. It's fun to see where they all stand. And I wish I would have paid attention. I bet they need to follow the social media so I can help vote next year because
yeah,
I didn't. I know I did it a couple years ago. I voted, but I guess I don't follow the people that make the lists anymore. So, oops.
I gotta say, if they had me voting, I think the only one I would have voted for that was not on this list, I would have voted for Martin House. I'm surprised Martin House didn't make the list.
Yeah, that is a little surprising,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah,
That's the one I'm like really surprised to not see here. So
I didn't even think about that. Actually, I wonder where they do sit on the. I mean, there's 20 pages I could try to flip through, but we're not going to do that.
yeah,
But yeah, again, we'll share the link if you want to go look for yourself. So if you don't live in the North Texas and you want to see what good breweries are nearby, if you want to take a trip and you're coming to North Texas and you're like, hey, what are some good North Texas places or Austin places or Houston or I think it's a good list to go based off of if you're going to visit a different town or city or come to Texas.
I wish I had this list when I went to San Antonio a few months ago. Yeah.
Yeah. No, same. And pretty much whenever we go anywhere, I'll have to pay attention and relook at this list.
Yeah, if it's accuracy on Dallas Fort Worth areas, anything to go by, it should be pretty accurate. These are a few places though in San Antonio that I thought would be on their San Antonio rankings that weren't there, so I was pretty surprised by that. Like I expected to see Alamo Brewing, and I didn't. That was not there. Alamo was pretty good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess it is event time. Let's talk about some of these events coming up. Of course, it's September, so we got so many events. So just trying to pick some out. We'll mainly look at the weekends because I feel like that's when people go.
So we all know out on the horizon, the end of this month, we got Oktoberfest coming up. So
yes,
break out the lederhosen. It's like wear your funny hats, do the chicken dance. But we're not going to talk about that yet because that's in a few weeks. So.
Yeah, we'll always bring that up though.
Yeah,
Oktoberfests they're coming.
Yeah.
So Friday, September 9th, which what's the date? Okay. Just making sure I'm talking accurately.
That's this coming week, yeah.
Yeah, this comes out Tuesday, so we're good. 903 Sherman's doing their bingo night, including free glassware with a beer purchase.
Oh, hell yeah.
I wish I lived closer. Pegasus City Brewing in downtown doing a night market. That would be really fun.
Oh, yeah.
Man,
I might just hop the train and go out there and do that.
Right. Saturday, Roar and Sons Backyard Pitmaster Barbecue class with Brisket U. Oh my, that is 90.
That seems to be a regular thing they do. Yeah,
I haven't seen that yet, but $89 per person.
Yeah, well,
that's a lot of money. So it better be
passing knowledge there. So yeah, it was a ghost.
Yeah, everything was flicker. That's cool. Let's see. Tups is doing brewery tour with the owner. Nice. That should be fun. Panther Island is doing the Charmed Drag Show. Ooh,
hey,
man, that would be fun. I need to pay more attention.
I've not been to Panther Island yet either. Like, and I live like right down the road from there.
Yeah, I think we've only gotten stuff to go from there. I don't think I've ever actually gone inside.
Yeah, I need to go down there.
Let's see. Ooh, I'm not even gonna attempt to say that word.
Which one is that?
You can see this.
Is that Okra Palooza?
Okra Palooza over at Texas Ale Project.
So if you like okra, it sounds like it's for you.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I only like fried okra. If you give me pickled okra, I will probably hurl.
Division Brewing is doing Sour Sunday. Interesting. I didn't know that they do a lot of sours.
They had a pretty good set of sours last time I was there. Then again, I was there like maybe a year ago. So
nice. Yeah, I didn't realize that. Let's see. So also, North Texas Beer Week is September 9th through 18th.
Yeah, I did see our friend over at Beer and Big D here. He was posting about it, and apparently there were some breweries that didn't know it was happening.
Oh man.
So I'm really curious how that's being run. But the North Texas Beer Week's coming up, so keep an eye out for all the events like that. Isn't there? Is that the one where they usually? Or I may be thinking of something else where like you can purchase in and like get like a set of different beers from breweries
I
around
think
town.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so. I think, yeah, most of them do that.
But they have a website there. If you go to Beer and Big D, I think he has a link to that. So
Yep. And again, that's in the show notes
yeah.
for you guys. So again, I'll talk about these because these are bigger events. I'll talk about them probably every episode so you guys know ahead of time. So the Addison Oktoberfest is September 15th through 18th.
Oh, they're early.
Yeah, they're doing theirs pretty early. The 8th anniversary party for Shannon Brewing is the 17th.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oktoberfest at Ash and Amber is the 17th. Oktoberfest at Manhattan is the 17th. Oktoberfest for Maple Branch Craft Brewery is the 17th.
Maple Branch is pretty good.
The 23rd through 21st. They're doing two.
Oh, hell yeah.
Based off of this.
Well, it's like the 24th is when the Fort Worth Oktoberfest festival starts.
Yeah, so Oak Highlands is doing theirs on the same thing, September 17th, 21st, and October 1st. Oh, okay.
It's funny. I keep hearing people complaining about all these Oktoberfests occurring in September. It's like, no, Oktoberfest doesn't mean it's in October. It's just the name of the festival. It's actually in September.
Yep. And then Three Nations is doing theirs on the 24th.
Man,
Parker County Brewing on the 24th.
All these copycats all doing Oktoberfest. What's up with that?
Oak Creek Draft House on the 25th. Oh my god, there's so many.
Oktoberfest.
Yeah. So again,
I'll gotta go to Munich one of these years and just do it over there.
I'll post this so you guys can know. Try to plan it out of which ones you're gonna go to, because there are so many, and not even Oktoberfest, but just events this month. It's like they were just like, hey, let's cram as much as we can this 1 month. Because granted, we don't know what October is going to be like. We know September is going to be around what it is right now.
At this point, it was like, we don't even know if we're going to get in October at this point.
Yeah, so. Truly. Yeah.
We're going to take it a month at a time.
Yeah. So, I'll put the show notes. I mean, I'm so much. I really wish I could read so much more of this, but again, I gotta have something to talk about the next few episodes. So
it's like we're just gonna read. Yeah, they will repeat ourselves, and then we'll also be saying Oktoberfest about 20 times. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there we go. There's all that. So I guess, we're already pretty, almost 20 minutes into this thing. Let's get into the actual movie.
Oh man, 20 minutes. Some beer and beer events, movie stuff.
So much beer. So
I'm like dreading talking about this movie.
It was
okay. So I want to start out first by if we have anybody listening that is a fan of the Twilight series, fan of the Twilight movies. I don't want to sit here and yuck anybody's yum. If you like it, hey, I'm down with people liking it. I'm sure I like stuff that people out there don't like. So I don't want to come up. I don't want people feeling bad because like I may be saying stuff that's detrimental or not in that, basically indicating that I didn't really enjoy the movie and saying stuff about it. So if you're a fan of this show, this movie series, cool, book series, awesome. It's your thing. This may not have been my thing.
No, this isn't our thing.
That's just it's like our opinions are our own and they're not indicative of we're not the tastemakers we make ourselves out to be. But I think you know that.
Yeah, if you've listened to us, you understand that like all this is our opinion.
Yeah.
I know there are people that love the movies that we have just dreaded and hated. There are people that are like, oh, we love them. Like, okay, cool. Good for you.
Yeah.
To me, they suck.
If you're Team Twilight, hey, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
It's like, that's good. It's like, I just don't think I'm Team Twilight. So I just want to say that there.
I'm not Team Edward or
I was Team Charlie. So
Charlie.
Yeah. All right, yeah, Team Victoria.
Yeah, Team Victoria.
So with that out of the way, okay, let's tear this one a new one. All right, so the story of this movie. So if you haven't seen this yet, I synopsis for this is so flipping long. I'll see if I can make my way through this.
Yeah, I saw this. I was like, geez.
I'm looking at this. I'm like, oh my god. So Bella Swan, our protagonist, she's always been a bit different. Not that you would be able to tell. She's quite bland.
Yeah, very bland.
Never won the run with the cloud or crowd.
Mm,
She's never cared about fitting in with the trendy girls at her Phoenix, Arizona high school. This is also something you don't get from the movie. Maybe it's in the book.
I guess.
When her mother remarries and Bella chooses to live with her father in the rainy little town of Forks, Washington, she doesn't expect much of anything to change. But things do change, otherwise it'd be boring, when she meets the mysterious and dazzlingly beautiful Edward Cullen. Or Edward, I call him Ed or Eddie. Is nothing for Edward. He is nothing like any boy she's ever met. He's intelligent and witty, and he seems to see straight into her soul. In no time at all, they are swept up in a passionate and decidedly unorthodox romance. Yes, we have a 108-year-old dating a 18-year-old or 17-year-old. So
Yeah.
that's not legal in most states. Edward's not really like any other boys. He can run faster than a mountain lion. He can stop a moving car with his bare hands. Oh, and he hasn't aged since 1918. Spanish influenza and all that. Like all vampires, he's immortal. That's right. He's a vampire. Who knew? But he doesn't have fangs. That's just in the movies. Except he does have fangs in the movies.
He does have fangs.
Yeah, in the movie he has fangs. He doesn't drink human blood, though Edward and his family are unique among vampires in that lifestyle choice.
Which is inaccurate because he does.
Yeah, he does in the movie.
Yeah.
Yes. To Eddie, Eduardo. Bella is that thing he has wanted for 90 years. Soulmate. But the closer they get, the more Ed must struggle to resist the primal urge of her scent, which could send him into uncontrollable frenzy. Somehow or other, they will have to manage their unmanageable love. But when unexpected visitors come to town and realize that there is a human among them, Edward must fight to save Bella. A modern, visual, and visceral Romeo and Juliet story of the ultimate forbidden love affair between a vampire and a mortal. Well, it accurately represents the movie.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah. All right, so let's wrap this up.
So many freaking details in this.
Yeah, I read it. I saw it too. And I was thinking that's too much.
Yeah. I hope the next one's shorter.
Damn.
I'm gonna have to write a shorter synopsis for these guys and submit it.
Okay, so just the things about this movie, so much staring
and heavy breathing.
Yeah,
so much heavy breathing.
Yeah, they sound like me, even though they're all in shape. But they sound like a fat guy that can't breathe, just standing up. I'm like, and it sounds like them.
You're a vampire.
Yeah,
it's like she's breathing like that, even though the guy she was piggybacking on the dude who was running 90 miles an hour up a mountain, and she's the one that's heavy breathing.
Yeah, she's out of breath from watching. But yeah, they would say something and just stare at each other for so long.
And I think they were just padding out the movie's time.
Yeah, and you were just like, really, there's so many times because, of course, the wife was just like, if you're gonna watch it all, I might as well watch it with you. And she's like, why is it just so awkward? And Bella is the most uninteresting person in the entire world. The whole town freaking loves her. Doesn't make any sense.
So I've read some. So being on the internet, people complain about these things, of course. And so I've read about this, and she's like this literary device, basically in the books, where she's considered, I think, called a proxy character, where the reader can place themselves into this girl's shoes, and so they can make themselves the protagonist of the story.
Mm-hmm.
So there's so few details about this girl Bella in the books, because because you are supposed to fill in the blanks with your own personal characteristics. But when you just lift this character from the pages of this book and put it into a movie, there are no defining characteristics about this girl except that she has brown eyes, brown hair, and is Caucasian. That is it.
Yeah.
And everybody, and of course, this is the ultimate social fantasy where you're the dark, brooding girl, but everybody loves you regardless. And everybody wants to be your friends. But because they just lift her out of the book and into this movie, just plop her right down in this characterization, it makes no sense.
Yeah, it just didn't work.
Yeah. And it's like a lot of people kind of put it on Kristen Stewart, but I've seen her in other stuff. She's a good actress. It's just when people get on Hayden Christensen for his characterization of Anakin Skywalker and how angsty he was. He didn't write the material. you know?
That's always the hard part too about this is like I had to debate. Granted, I feel like this was like her big role. This was like her big
Yeah,
thing.
it's her breakout, yeah.
And so it could have been her and the writing. That's my opinion. Is it's probably a mixture of both.
Mm.
Um so that's why it's just like I'm not dogging on her too hard. It's more of just like the things where you would think they would have fixed up or like, you know what? The 10-15 seconds of silence and staring at each other just doesn't work right here. Like, you know, I do love all the random catchphrases in this though.
Like, "You're like my own personal heroine."
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and
Our personal brand of heroine.
yeah, of course, like hold on, spider monkey. Like, I feel like I have to start that for every episode. Like, and the whole you don't have a bed, and talking about that, he's like, but I like to watch you sleep. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
no, oh no. Of course, more for the first time you see him standing over her while she's sleeping, she wakes up. I start yelling like, Edward, no, no.
Yeah. It's like such the all the cringe you say like one of the ones like, "So the lion fell in love with the lamb. What a stupid lamb. What a sick masochistic lion."
Yeah,
It's like they're like speaking like out of poetry, like, and
yeah.
just like spouting this stuff. It's like
But
it's
and
like it
they
maybe works in the book, but it's just doesn't like flow in like a live action setting.
yeah, and they try to like make it work by saying, "Oh, that's why you speak differently from us." But I'm like, no matter what century you're from, that shit don't work.
Yeah. It's like I'm sure folks in 1918 were not talking like that.
Yeah, they probably looked at you like, "You a fucking moron."
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Oh my
How funny would
gosh.
it have been if like he was like an Irish immigrant, and so like it's like now the year like 2008 in this, and he's still like he's like just got like a Cockney accent. He's been around since 1918,
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh,
or Irish accent, not Cockney. Cockney would be he's English, but
and then just the weird, like, just seeing this, like, whenever Bella's like, I guess she's cleaning her truck, and like he's like jumping around and shit, and she's like, "Can you act human for once?" And then his response is, "I'm taking you to my place tomorrow." It was so awkward because she was like, "Can I have neighbors? Can you act natural?" He goes, "I'm taking you to my place tomorrow." Oh, okay.
yeah. It's like I'll probably talk about this a little bit next, and when we talk about the next movie. But it's like it's also like so like they keep it such a secret that they're like vampires until she figures it out, and they're like, "All right, we're just gonna flout it and be out in the open about the fact that we're
Yes.
vampires."
I said that whenever, well, yeah, spoiler alert, we watched both because we have to
Yeah,
knock out 2. But I said that whenever we were going through the second one, I was like, "Oh, they just don't give a shit anymore." Like,
yeah, right.
like
We're gonna talk about it openly,
yeah,
but they do it a little bit in this too.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
right in the middle of class, they're just like talking about like, why I can't remember what it is, but like why this or why that. And like right in the middle of class, they're just talking. And it's like, oh yeah, vampires, blah, blah, blah. And you're just like, there's
it's like if
like,
anybody listening,
yeah, I remember school. I listened to everybody. Like I,
yeah,
I wanted to know conversations. Like, you guys are really stupid right now.
like
Ugh.
it's no wonder the antagonists who don't come into the movie until like almost the very end.
Oh yeah. It's like
It's
they
no
were
wonder
like,
they had no problem
oh,
like really taking these guys out.
and it's like they forgot. They're like, oh yeah, 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 yeah. That's right. I guess we can put him in the last 15-20 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, it's like let's just focus on this love story. But there's like it's like the conflict is between like Ed and Bella, in that they are like just having this like tryst where he wants her, but he doesn't want her.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh, we need something for the guys who've been dragged into this movie to watch it with their girlfriends or wives or what have you."
Yeah.
And so they set up this whole other B plot that becomes the A plot after a while. It's just like,
And as us being grown ups now in our lives, we see how toxic of a relationship.
so
It's
toxic.
so toxic, so much gaslighting, like just so much stuff. You're like, yikes, like
Yeah.
what? But yeah, so anyways, moving on to uh the visitors, which I was rooting for.
Yeah. It's like I remember the names. Laurent is the guy with dreads.
Yep.
Victoria is the girl who wears like a feather boa.
Hmm.
And I think the other guy's name was James.
Yeah, I think
He
so.
reminded me of like Sabretooth. Like he looked like a Liev Schreiber
Yeah,
guy.
he did.
Like he
Yeah.
looks like Saber. I was like, this guy could play Sabretooth in the X-Men.
Man, they should have had him do it.
Yeah. Like like the characterization was almost like 100% the same. Like he had the beady eyes, like because I think they had like I don't know if it's just his forehead or if he's wearing prosthetics, but he looked like he had like those kind of like features that you have on like a saber tooth, where it just kind of like makes his eyes look just like that much scarier.
Yep.
So I was wondering about that, but he was kind of a scary character there, but he does get beat super easy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
other vampires. So
I mean, it was a cool scene though. Them ripping off his head and
yeah,
burning him alive, and then Jacob, or not Jacob, Edward just
yeah.
sucking blood.
Jacob doesn't really spend that much time here.
Yeah, Jacob, he makes like 4 or 5 appearances that are very quick.
It's hard to be Team Jacob if Jacob's not in the movie.
Yeah. Well, he made up for it in the second one.
Yeah.
But but yeah, Edward just like, man, I thought I was rooting for him. I was like, keep going, keep sucking that venom out, like keep drinking that blood.
Yeah. The whole tryst between Kristen Stewart and Batman. It was just I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne. I don't know, man. Yeah, he was different when he was younger.
Yeah.
Of course,
that's pretty
it's
funny.
because he ended up playing Batman in the most recent Batman movie.
Yeah.
Which I was actually a big fan of that movie. So I thought Robert Pattinson did a really good job in the Batman movie.
I didn't even
That's
see
why I
it.
know he's a good actor. He was also really good in The Lighthouse too.
Yeah,
So it's like that's why I say it's the material. It's not the actors. So
of course this was all like before that. So
yeah, he was also pretty decent in Harry Potter before this too. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So I mean, again, I feel like we can just keep going on and on detailing all the craziness of this movie. But of course, we need to talk about what we liked and disliked. So, Anthony, let's start off with positive. What did you like?
What did I like about this movie? The interesting thing is the tale of vampires and the story of vampires has been told and told and told so many times, and you're always like, it's kind of like zombie movies. Zombie movies have been told so many times.
Yes.
What are they going to do to differentiate themselves? And I do think it was interesting because this is kind of like a YA novel type movie, like your Hunger Games, like your Divergence. They have to make it a little more appealing to the girls because that's the demo audience. That's the audience that they're going for with this type of movie.
Right.
And so I think they did a really good job with that characterization there of and making him attractive to that type of audience where he's not necessarily, yes, he's pale, yes, he's cold, yes, he like has to suck blood, but he doesn't. Number one, he's not killing humans. Number two, when he's like sulking, like, but like you watch like What We Do in the Shadows, they don't sulk. They are like, hey, we're vampires, fuck you.
Yeah.
You know? But again, that's more of a comedy. But he's like, so he's brooding and dark, and that's fine, that's whatever. But like the whole thing where they go into the reason they go into the sun, like they a lot of stories they don't go into the sun because they'll melt or they'll like catch on fire.
Yeah.
These guys, they don't go in the sun because they'll be all sparkly.
Yeah.
They look like they put on the if you've seen the New Girl with the episode where Schmidt puts on the bronzer and it's all sparkly.
Yeah.
That's why I made that joke, and it's like I was like, oh, he's wearing that bronzer that makes him all shiny and sparkly.
Yeah.
It's like I'm a monster.
I always think of the Arrested Development where it's like cream with gold or with diamonds in it, and you're just like, yeah, it's that.
Which I'm just like really curious because he's like talking about like everything. And I like that characterization where they kind of like starts comparing himself to Predator, where it's like everything about him like is meant to draw you in,
Yeah.
so he can like ultimately capture you and kill you. And he's like, this is just like on top of everything else, as if you could run away from me, as if you could fight me, yada yada yada. Which I thought that part was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I thought,
even though it was like all very angsty, and it kind of just led into this whole other thing that I wasn't a big fan of.
Yeah,
but I thought that was really interesting, where he's just kind of saying, hey, I'm a predator here. Like I'm built to kill people. The reason like I'm like this is because I'm like humans are my prey, and I'm said to be like the most attractive things to draw you in, and then I will snap your neck, drink your blood, what have you.
Yep.
So I really like that whole scene where he was just kind of like laying it out on the table after she's like, hey, you're a vampire. And he's like, yeah, but do you know what that is? Do you know what that means?
Yeah. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he warned her, I guess.
Yeah, he definitely did 1,000 times.
Yeah, but he didn't help the situation. So,
No.
But and yeah, I thought that whole scene wasn't really interesting. The sparkly thing was like, uh, I actually like that part because it makes it different.
Yeah.
I liked it and I didn't like it.
Even though it's goofy
Yeah,
and looks kinda silly, I did like that too of just it's a different take.
yeah.
And like you said, I mean, just like with zombies, you gotta have a different take, but then that one zombie movie where I can't remember what it was, but he was alone by himself or whatever the whole time. It just
It was like cold. Was it Cold Hearts or
something like that, I can't remember. But anyway, it's just like
yeah.
it's a whole different aspect of, like, you're not out there
Cold Bodies?
shooting heads and all that kinda shit,
Yeah,
like, you're just alone in your apartment, like, it's a different take from it, and
yeah.
that's what you gotta do.
Maybe we'll find out later. But like, I'm like wooden steak. Would wooden steak kill this guy? Would garlic? How is he about garlic? They don't eat food, so I was like,
Yeah.
are they just watching out for the garlic
Well,
or?
it sounds like well, I can't remember if it's from this or the next episode, but the only way to die is by, like, taking off their head.
But I mean, well, we do see James get his head ripped off and arms ripped off and all that other stuff,
Yeah.
and then they throw it all into a fire. It's like, so I was wondering to myself, was like, if you can't kill him, is like, are they just like, once he gets his head ripped off, is it still alive? And now it's just like a disembodied head,
Yeah.
like a zombie. So
Mhm. Yeah.
I don't know. But anyways, that's the thing I like about the movie. Ryan, what did you like about the movie?
So, I really liked the baseball scene.
That's true.
I
That
thought
was
that was
interesting.
pretty fun.
It was too short lived.
Yes. I wanted more from it. Um, just because 'cause you're like, "Oh, that's fun. That's different. That's" they're like, "Oh, yeah, we can only play baseball when, there's thunderstorms because, like, they're super strong, so whenever they hit with the bat, it sounds like thunder."
Which were they
Um,
playing with aluminum bats or wooden bats?
it was aluminum.
I was like, because like a wooden bat, they probably shattered the shit out of that thing.
Yeah,
They
and
gotta be
they
denting the hell out of those bats,
yeah,
though.
that's the thing. I was thinking, like, they must have, like, custom made bats because
Yeah,
there's no way a regular
like
one would
they
survive.
have like titanium bats.
Yeah. So, I don't know, I thought it was really fun just, like, climbing up the trees and jumping to climb get the ball and just, like, I don't know, I thought it was really fun. And then, yeah, that's whenever the, visitor showed up. And I feel like that's honestly, like, from then till the rest of the movie is, like, where it got, lively
Yeah,
almost. But I don't know, I really enjoyed that scene. I thought it was a very different idea
yeah.
to throw in there of just, like, you
Well,
know,
it's like they throw in these three antagonists.
what we do for fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it leads into this throwing in the three antagonists. And it's like only one third of what I think happens. So
Yeah. Dislikes. Man. I
the
think
writing, the writing.
yeah, I was gonna say I think it either has to be the writing, but everything else, I think it comes down to the writing of it. I feel like they didn't do maybe enough work to fill in the gaps that
They
work in a book, but not work in a movie script.
Yeah, we've already talked to this a little bit, but I really
Yeah.
think they could have fleshed out Bella's character more, and I think that would have helped Kristen Stewart act it out better.
Yeah.
Because again, I think I've seen she has chops. Maybe she didn't have chops when she was younger. But she's definitely got them now.
Yeah.
But I think they could have fleshed out her character a little bit more, give her a little bit more to work with, and I think that would have made it better. Because otherwise, yeah, she's just like an empty vessel in this movie, and there's
Yeah.
really nothing to her except for what she's able to bring to it as an actress. And uh, I don't know if this wasn't her first movie, but it's definitely very early in her career. So yeah,
Yeah. No, and that's why it's just like I mean, I've never read the books. I don't plan on reading the books, so I don't
yeah.
know
This doesn't
how.
encourage me to read the books. I tell you
Yeah,
that.
and I don't know how to the storyline, like if it stuck to an actual storyline versus how much it varied off of it. But it really did feel like because of the acting, it felt like they legit just mashed it up from the book and just said, "Here, act this out," and it just didn't work. There was just a lot of weird again, like weird things said and weird pauses and just stuff where it just again, like it might have worked really well in the book, but just didn't translate well into the actual movie itself. So,
Yeah, it seems like it's pretty close.
okay.
Just
So,
minor differences.
is yours the same thing or do you have something else?
I don't know. Oh wait, no. Oh, Oh, sorry. I was talking about the difference between the books and the movies.
Oh,
Like
oh,
the
oh, oh.
differences between the books and the movies seem pretty minimal.
Oh,
Uh,
well,
minor things here and there.
that's probably again that's probably the issue, honestly,
Yeah.
because you can't. I mean, that's the reason Lord of the Rings didn't take straight from their book. There is a lot of differences, but
Those are things in like a
because
novelization that really just don't work in a visual medium.
yeah, and it's because they know we can't take straight from a book and just act from the book because it's not going to work. So you have to give probably a lot more details in a script and all that kind of stuff. So
But then again, when we say that it's not going to work, they did make millions and millions. They made money hand over
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
fist
I
with this
mean,
movie. So
listen, I'm a guy giving you advice in my house, so
yeah, it's like they made fucking money off these movies.
yeah,
They did make 5 of them.
and they probably still make a lot of money off
Oh
of
yeah,
these. I mean,
they're still talking about making another one. So apparently there was
Jesus.
another book out that came out.
Oh
So
my god! All
yeah.
right, so what's yours? What's yours?
So we talked about the writing, we talked about the
Mhm.
characterization of Bella. The other thing I didn't really like was the camera work, and this is going to be a consistent thing I
Mm.
can tell throughout the entirety of the series.
Oh,
The cinematography in this movie. I'm not going to say it's bad, but
it's
they
too
were,
overboard.
yeah, they were trying to do something cool with it, and I feel like they just went overboard with it. They went weird with it, and some of the angles they're just like they have these like zooming crane shots where they kind of sweep in, and then there's like ones where they're like kind of spinning, and it's like they try to do this stuff. You see this in other shows like Stranger Things and whatnot, but like they have like when they do something like that in Stranger Things where they turn the camera like 180 degrees over, it's like to indicate, oh yeah, something compared to like the upside down.
Yeah, yeah,
And but or like if it's usually if you see a movie where the camera turns like 90 degrees, it's like yeah, the world's turned sideways. This kind of show that the world is kind of shifted for that character. But this like uh they do this and again they do this a little bit in the movie we'll talk about in the next episode. But like it's just like some of these weird sweeping shots. It's just like you usually use that stuff for like action shots, but like there's just two people standing in the forest and you just have like this weird like sweeping shot coming in on them
yeah.
as if there's like some action going on. But no, they're just standing there talking to
Yeah,
each
the
other.
scene where he's like explaining why, like, what it means to be a vampire.
Yeah.
It's too many. They went way overboard with the different shots, like really zooming into a tree and then a quick left. And you're
Yeah,
just
it's like what
stop.
are you trying to tell me with this? Because like cinematography helps tell the story,
Yeah,
but I didn't understand what they were trying to tell me with the way they were shooting the scene. And it's like it's if anything, it was more distracting to me than
it really
yeah.
was.
I was like, just give me like a steady shot. You can give me different views of it and kind of move around so you can see the expressions on both Bella and Batman's face.
Yeah,
Uh, but uh, but otherwise, you don't need this like crazy shot. Like save those shots for like the baseball scene or when he's running up the mountain or stuff like that. There
yeah.
was plenty of places where they could have used that, but these shots was just like not necessary.
That's really funny.
So yeah, that was like one of my aside from the writing and aside from the characterization of Bella, the cinematography was just odd to me. Again, it was obviously done by somebody who's skilled at cinematography, but it's like when they decided to use it, this is probably more on the director than the cinematographer because the
Probably.
cinematographer is only going to do what the director tells him to do.
Yeah,
So the shots were done very well by the cinematographer, but the director, just when they use those shots, I just didn't understand why they use those shots where they use them. So that's the thing I didn't care for in this movie.
yeah. I mean, it's actually really funny that you said that because really, that's something I said out loud was just like they are just overdoing this in the weirdest spot.
Yeah.
And again, yeah, I mean, obviously, like you said, very talented. He knows what he's doing, but I think, was just told to do it in the weirdest spot possible. So,
Are we at the point where we decide on this movie?
we do.
All right. Are you team Cheers or are you team Party Foul?
I think man, I don't know. I feel very torn, and it might be because I've watched the second one already. So I think coming in the next
You just
episode,
gotta isolate. You gotta think
I
about
know.
this one, break it off from the other one.
I do think as we do them from here on, like here on out, we need to rank them since we're watching all of them to figure out like which one is the winner of all of them.
Well,
But
so this one's by its
yeah,
this one
so
being the first one. This is just like in position one, just by
yeah,
default.
yeah. So I mean, honestly, if I were to watch this one, not plan like if I didn't already commit to watching all of them and I watched this, I'd be like, I'm not watching the rest.
Those are funny because it's funny because I don't know if I can't remember if I mentioned this earlier, but I did see this one in the theater when it first came out back in 2008. Uh, and I did not see the rest of these movies. Now,
Yeah.
I did not see this movie of my own volition.
Apparently, I watched it
Yeah.
before too. I don't remember.
Yeah, I went and saw that movie because I do drag people to movies that I want to see. So every now and then I will say, let's go see a movie that you want to see.
Yep. Yep.
Because I'm the person who says always says I want to go see a movie, and so whenever somebody else says I want to go see a movie, I'll go see a movie with them.
Yeah.
But again, I didn't really.
Yeah, I mean, so to me, I mean, yes, if I'm judging this one by itself, it's a party foul. But I mean, again, either way, it doesn't matter because we're watching all of them anyways.
Yeah.
So, who knows? Maybe next episode I'll be like, you know what, just skip the first one and move on to this one. We'll see. But you might be confused, but I was confused anyways.
I'm curious how that would go. Just watch them backwards and just like,
Right?
say, oh, that's why that happened.
Be like watching Star Wars.
It's like yeah, Twilight, but watching in machete order.
Yeah. Star Wars order.
It's like watch part 4 and 5, then watch episode 2, then 1, then 3.
So
I would agree. The way the movie's shot, it's good. It's just the writing. I wasn't necessarily bored during the course of this movie, but it was more because I was confounded than anything else during the course of the movie. I was trying to figure out why certain things were, and also it did crack me up at times.
Oh yeah, I laughed a lot. I had to pause it multiple times because I was just laughing because of the weird random shit, and that's why it's almost hard for me because I was like, I wasn't bored, I was laughing, I was kind of entertained.
Yeah, it's like,
but at the same time, it still was just a bad movie.
So this is one of those difficult things because like I'd be inclined to say Cheers in some case, but it's depending on how you go and viewing it. If you're gonna go view it with some friends and you're just gonna go like have fun and just like knock it and like riff it and what have you, then yeah, definitely go watch it because it's definitely good for that.
Yeah.
But just on its own merits, it's not intended for us. We're not the target audience.
Yeah.
But
they don't want 30-year-olds 30 plus watching this.
Yeah, it really wasn't designed for us. But I would have to say it's just barely edges over into party foul territory for me.
No,
I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it again.
Definitely not.
Yeah. So we're watching it for your benefit out there so you can see us suffer. So.
Yeah. Who knows? I mean, listen, the wife's watching it with me because she's like, if you're going to watch it, I might as well watch it too. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes it better is having like her to riff off of.
Yeah.
Like maybe, coming up, maybe we'll watch some of these together to help us. But
it's really interesting to see some of these actors in these movies though, and they're like become like much bigger actors now. So it's like oh yeah, Robert Pattinson like Batman, like Kristen Stewart. She's been she like played Princess Diana in a recent in Spencer,
right?
And there's a few other actors who've become bigger recently. What's her name? She plays the friend. She was in the acapella movie.
Yeah.
Anna Kendrick.
Yep.
Yeah. I think she got like one of if not one of her first roles, it was definitely like one of the roles that kind of like made her into who got her to where she is now. Taylor Lautner as well. Who's not as big now as he was back then, but
yep. So
he can still definitely kick anybody's ass though.
For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely in the second.
He's like a black belt.
Oh my god.
Like just like in real life though, he's like a martial artist.
Yeah.
So.
But so there you go. There's that. There's the first Twilight movie for you guys. Ooh, doggy. So I guess let's talk about this beer, then we can do about the thing of the week. So how did you feel about this beer?
I'm not a huge fan of watermelon, but I did really like this. It's not very heavy on the tongue. It's crisp. It's light. Like any Berliner Weiss should be. For what it is, I liked it. I gave it a 3.25, 3.25.
Yeah, no, I agree with the rating. I had to stop myself from drinking it fast. I mean, as most of y'all,
I went through it pretty quick.
Yeah, as most of y'all saw, like I got to like here, like almost under halfway pretty quickly. So I was like, all right, I'll try to make this for the rest of the show, but I couldn't do it. But it's good, easy. I mean, I could drink. It's one of these like I could drink throughout the day. Like it's not heavy on any of the flavors where you're like I'm a one and done.
Yeah.
Um,
It's only 4.5%. So
yeah. So yeah, I enjoyed it. So I agree with your rating.
yeah, it's only got a picture, and it's got a picture of a cool tiger on here
Yeah,
too. So
it is really cool. All right, thing of the week. Do you have anything, Anthony?
so tell me if I already talked about this. But my thing of the week is, did I talk about Stardew Valley last time?
You did.
Oh well, shit.
I can go then.
Yeah, you go. I'll think of
All
something.
right. My thing of the week is, man, go back and listen to your old music. I'm always looking for new stuff. I'm always listening to new stuff. I'm going through my recommended blah blah blah, and all of a sudden, in one of my mixes, Childish Gambino came up, and I was just like, oh man, it's been so long. So this last week or so, I've just been listening to all his albums like nonstop. It's so good, so good. So if you've not listened to Childish Gambino, definitely look him up. I mean, a lot of y'all know, I mean, it's Donald Glover from Community and a bunch of other things.
Did you say Dong Lover?
Dong Lover. Yes. Big Dong Lover.
That's a funny story about why people asked him why he doesn't go by Don. He's like, because my name would be Don Glover.
Yeah.
I was like, I go by Donald Glover.
So yeah, you guys know him from like Community and I mean a lot of stuff, honestly now. But his music's amazing. Like we were talking about the other day of just like one song, it can be him rapping, and the next song it's like a jazz style song, and just
yeah,
it's
you got some good R&B and blues stuff out there. So
it's such a good mix of different types of music, and plus you're supporting a fantastic person. So I love, no matter how famous he has gotten, he's always stayed, it seems like, super humble, and just like he always tries to help out other people. He's a really good dude. So
also he's Lando Calrissian, so
that too.
Yeah.
Man, I remember in an interview he goes, I didn't care what part I had, I just wanted to be in Star Wars. Yeah. I was like, yeah, same.
Supposedly they're working on a Lando Calrissian show, so I'm really excited to see if that actually happens. So
they should make it be him. Like,
it would be him if they do it.
It would have to be. Yeah. So yeah, that's my thing of the week. Either pull up some of your old stuff that you haven't listened to in a while and just kind of bring up the memories of listening to it, or look up Childish Gambino. You won't be disappointed. Or if you are, I don't care. So, all right, Anthony, you got something?
So I do have a thing.
All right, great.
All right. So even though there has been a bunch of uproar over Twerkgate with Miss Megan Thee Stallion, I have been a big fan of She-Hulk.
I haven't seen it yet.
It is definitely worth viewing. I tell you what, I've seen. I think there's been at this point 2 episodes released.
I think so.
2 or 3. And maybe 3. I'm not sure. Anyways, there's like 9 episodes. But yeah, I think it's 3 episodes now. But anyways, long story short, I've really enjoyed the show. It's funny as hell. It's very self-aware of what's going on. They're using her character. She was actually one of the first Marvel characters to break the fourth wall before Deadpool really came around. And they use that to like great effect, I feel like. I'm really, really interested to see what happens when they bring Deadpool back into the MCU, which is inevitably going to happen soon. Or supposedly they're going to announce that here at D23 soon. But I've really enjoyed the show. Tatiana Maslany is great in this show. The supporting cast is great as well. Jamila Al-Jamil, she's really good in it from The Good Place. She plays like a influencer, influencer superhuman person. CGI could be better, but it's a TV show. What are you gonna do? It's still better than Lou Ferrigno running around in his Hulk costume. So beats that. But I've really enjoyed the show. It's funny. It doesn't take itself seriously. I feel like anybody out there who's like knocking this show because they're seeing stuff like this, just need to like get their fucking shit together and just like, hey, it's a fucking show. It's just a show.
Yeah.
Deal with it. It's funny.
Calm down.
It's not that serious. The MCU is supposed to be fun. Have fun with it. Just let it be fun, and just roll with it. So People are gonna do shit that you don't like sometimes. Deal with it.
Ain't that the truth?
But yeah, I've been really a big fan of She-Hulk. I feel like it's been well acted. It's been funny as hell. This last episode I watched had Wong in it, and it's like following up from a lot of stuff that plot threads that were left in Shang-Chi. So I thought that was really cool. But yeah, She-Hulk. It's on Disney Plus. If you haven't watched it yet, check it out. If you haven't seen any MCU movies, I recommend you watch a good like 40 movies before you watch this. Maybe you don't need to see anything but like maybe a few things that's got Hulk in it, so you understand what's going on with that. But
yeah.
All that being said, check out She-Hulk. Good show.
Awesome. All right, man, let's wrap this thing up so we can get the second episode going for you guys. All right, so you can find us at Let's Do a Podcast on Facebook. Oh my god.
The interwebs.
Oh my god.
It's on the internet.
Let's tweet a pod at that's Twitter. I am doing a horrible job.
Instapod. Let's Instagram.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can watch us on YouTube at Let's Do It Podcast. You can also watch us
on the Twitch.
At
Partycast Network.
Which is also on the Facebook and the Twitter sphere.
Okay. And is there anything else you're forgetting?
Probably. Yes, you can email us at let's do a podcast22@gmail.com. Email us there with any critiques or whatever you want. Also, if you have an idea for beer, let us know. If you have an idea for a movie series or just a movie itself.
I have an idea for beer.
Oh,
I have an idea for beer. We should drink more.
Should always drink more. Any kind of movies, let us know. We'll do what we can because we're here to please. Penetrate.
No, not that.
Nope. Anyways, guys, we will see you next week to do the second episode of this great movie.
Stupid great movie. What's the next movie called? I don't even remember what it's called.
Is it New Moon?
New Moon, yeah.
New Moon? Something Moon. I know it's something Moon.
Moon.
Yeah, Moon me, daddy. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we will see you next week. Later, spider monkeys.